Hi, my name's Eliza. I work in the social impact team at one of the large banks in Australia, helping to manage a partnership and suite of products that improves access to financial products and services for low income Australians. My career. So I started out in communications, having studied public relations at university, and worked in a series of roles across different sectors within government, corporate, and the not-for-profit sector, across a variety of communications disciplines, and was kind of just progressing, taking steps as they presented themselves to me, not really being too intentional with what I was doing until my mid-20s, when I found myself working in Texas for an energy company, and had just sort of taken a role in head office, thinking that would be a great career progression and an awesome experience. And it was a great experience in so much that it was really challenging for me. Not so much the work, but the environment that I was working in, and being alone and lonely in my mid-20s, a long way from home. But also having a lot of time to reflect on what it was I'd learnt about myself and my career to date. And when I got back to Australia, I pivoted and started making more intentional decisions about my career. And for me, that was around finding work that I felt passionate about and that was aligned to my values. And so I worked with a team of people to launch a book in Australia called Change the World for $10. That was all about trying to promote greater involvement from more people in social activism, with the view of trying to actually make some progress and shift the dial on some of the big social and environmental issues impacting all of us. And the book went on to sell 100,000 copies, or over 100,000 copies, making it a bestseller 42 times over, which put me in the very fortunate position to establish the social change movement that the book was based on in Australia. And so essentially I found myself in my mid-20s running a social enterprise before anyone even knew what a social enterprise was, and having a lot of fun and being very challenged at the same time. Anyone who's worked in startup space will know the feeling. You wear every hat. Some of them you wear better than others. And yeah, I guess it was just an incredible experience to really test myself. When the GFC hit, the global financial crisis, funding kind of dried up. And so again, I made a very intentional decision and pursued a role in a company that I'd long admired, Intrepid Travel, and ran their global PR and social media team for 6 years and loved the job. I guess I learned from that what it is to work in a really entrepreneurial environment with a leader who let you fail and fail fast and didn't make you feel stupid or blamed for it. Just was like, all right, well, what have we learnt and where do we move on from here? And so I did that for 6 years before joining the bank in my current role. So yeah, I would say definitely not a career ladder, more a series of discoveries about myself and what I'm capable of, and where my strengths are and where my weaknesses are, and how to play to them. The best or worst career advice you've ever received? Stay with me on this one. When I was younger, I remember my mum saying to me that don't settle down too young. Your 20s are all about trying on different people, working out what you like, dating lots of people, working out more about yourself before you make that decision around who you'd like your life partner to be with, or even if you really want a life partner. I wouldn't just say she wasn't encouraging promiscuity, but I guess I had the same thing, or I guess I can apply that to your career as well. So use your 20s and your 30s to really just try on different things, add skills to your toolbox, work out what you enjoy and what you don't like, and work across a whole lot of different sectors, and you just give things a go, jump on in. What have you got to lose? You've just got a lot to gain, more to gain than you have to lose. And getting outside your comfort zone is only going to be good for you in the long run. What do I wish I knew when I started out my career? I wish I knew or felt confident enough not to have to feel like I needed to be the smartest person in the room, that the person who makes the greatest contribution is always the person who's the most curious in a room. And so having the bravery to use your voice and speak up and ask questions and say when you don't know something actually is a fantastic contribution, rather than sort of sitting back and thinking, I don't want to look stupid here. Shut that voice, learn to hear the voice in your head and just go, okay, thank you for your contribution, but I'm going to ignore you now and I'm going to dive right in. And I'm here to work collaboratively with people. And the only way I can do that is through contributing. And if that means putting my hand up and saying, I'm sorry, but I don't understand, then that's actually you're contributing and helping a project. What's the biggest mistake I ever made? Look, I think the biggest mistake I made is listening to that little voice in my head too often, letting it hold me back, being my own worst enemy. It's only recently that I have really tuned into the impact that has had and what it's robbed me of in terms of confidence and experience as well. And now I feel really powerful and strong just by understanding that has been an issue for me. And it doesn't mean that the voice is switched off. Everyone has doubts and they're always there. I guess it's more about learning to tune into it and when to listen to it and when not to. What do I think the biggest key to my success has been? I think curiosity. I think being curious and willing to try new things. It's taken me to lots of different places around the world. Curiosity has meant that I tried to work in different sectors that I didn't think I would ever work in. Curiosity has meant that I've tried things that I've failed in. Curiosity has meant that I've learnt and I've grown. And I think without curiosity, you'll never get the answers that you're looking for, or you'll never find the next question that will help you progress. And I think that being open and curious makes me a great colleague and makes me a good leader, and makes me the success that I feel like I am today. Thanks.